No matter what you try, the results will be the same.
Not yet.
We'll be back for you.
I'll be waiting.
Hi, Kratos.
A flower. Kratos, the flower. I look forward to exploring Alfheim and not having to fight elves.
Oh? What makes you think that's an option?
They've united, haven't they? What possible reason would they have to attack us?
Sorry to say, but there are still plenty of elves out in the Barrens eager for conflict.
But why? Freyr united them. They fought together at Ragnarok.
For those who have spent their lives in combat, peace is not always an option.
Broken history? Aye, not exactly an easy fix for that. The living desert. Huh. Circling back to the topic of prophecies brought about by the efforts to avoid them, I think I can recall such a story as you mentioned. A Greek tale for the stage. Rather lurid, but very popular. You know the one?
Every Greek knows the tragedy of the Theban king.
Yeah, word gets around about that sort of thing. One less feathery spy. That's one of Cavassier's poems. Very highbrow. You should collect any others you find. I must say, I think we make a good team. With my brains, Kratos' brawn, and my lady's,
Wisdom? Magic? Ability to tolerate you for long periods of time?
I was going to say brutality.
That works.
Take it off, man! You've got this! Careful, brother! You're covered in bifrost! Behind you, brother!
They sense Odin is dead?
They are soldiers. They will always be loyal to him, alive or dead. It is a matter of honor.
Yes, they will continue to follow his orders and keep the realms under his thumb.
Not for long, they won't. The Temple of Light is certainly gaudier than I remember it.
Aye. I thought it might be why Freyr chose this realm. A change of pace from home.
The elves have abandoned the Temple of Light at long last.
Ragnarok took a brutal toll on them.
They have retreated to mourn the dead, take stock of their people.
How long will the peace last? Before another incursion into the temple occurs.
I do not know. But in Asgard, light and dark elf fought as one. I do not... think they will forget that.
Enemies behind you!
Brother! The wee bastard's about to explode!
What's down this path?
Be careful.
I know. I wouldn't try to touch it. Not in a million winters. I'm no fool.
Good.
Another of Kvasir's poems.
Look, over there.
Limitless. Limitless what? Power? Growth? Ambition? A bit vague, innit?
Yawa!
Incoming! Above you! Back to it then. More inspiring lyricism from the mind of Kvasia.
Look, over there.
Well, lady, I was curious about some of the flora we've encountered on our travels.
And you will remain curious. It's not my job to teach you everything, Mimir.
Look, I was just asking.
And you have been told.
Oh, you can say that again.
I see another realm tear from Garm. Shall we close it? Lassa Rifi. Lassa Rifi.
This is not over.
But I'm sure our work is far from over.
The creature Atreus heard. It lies out in the desert.
Wonder what it could be. Most of the larger beasts of Alfheim have long been dead.
My brother would have known. Freyr loved this realm.
And the realm loved him in turn. Still does.
I'm sure he blamed me for having to leave.
That was not your fault.
I know that. But I can't fault him for wanting to protect his family. Even at the cost of plunging this realm back into war.
Wait a bloody moment. Is that?
Thor's hammer. And his daughter.
I'll make you proud, Dad.
Well, good for her.
Come here. gotta tell you something.
Can't believe we missed this.
What is wrong?
No, nothing. It's just, don't know if you've heard, but we're gonna say goodbye to Brock in Svartalfheim.
A funeral?
Yeah. We're meeting at Raps.
We will be... Atreus heard a creature in pain in the desert.
Well, sure. Might not look like it, but there's loads of life out there. Just gotta know where to look.
And where would that be?
No idea. Best of luck, though.
What is it?
I spent a lot of time tinkering up and down the river delta in Vanaheim. Once Odin's army came to town, I was so frazzled I accidentally left behind a few irreplaceables.
What? Irreplaceables?
Well,
What is...
and I'll
What is...
just...
What sort of orb do you imagine?
Gulon in Alfheim?
And sled trained by the looks of it. Most unusual.
I've never seen such obedience in Gulon. There is some kind of magic at work here.
Regardless, it can make desert travel downright pleasant. Were it not for a brutal sandstorm. Any particular direction to find your wounded animal? Are we just enjoying the weather?
How do you hope to find anything in all this?
Perhaps we find a cave first to catch our bearings? A tempting treasure chest! Damn the sand!
Look there! An entrance to the caves!
This cave extends underneath the desert.
Aye. A refuge for the Dark Elves by the looks of it. One of the few remaining now that they're barred from the temple. Perhaps we'll find Atreus' wounded animal down here.
Lead the way, Kratos. I trust you to not get us lost on the ground.
What's your left?
These poor elves, blinded by hate, lashing out at everything and everyone for their fate.
They will not listen to reason. Combat is unavoidable.
Oh, trust me, I know. Still, I wish it were not the case.
Patience. A virtue or a threat?
Depends on the reader.
This creature Atreus heard, why wait until now to free it?
It was not a priority.
We were too busy attempting to stave off Ragnarok to indulge in any desert dalliances.
Shame. I imagine Atreus would have enjoyed a quest to free an injured animal.
Yes, he would have.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to twist the knife.
You did not. Atreus has chosen his path. I trust him to be safe.
Enemy behind you!
Behind you! Incoming!
I wish I had your confidence with my own son when he was Atreus' age. Baldur craved adventure, but with the words of the Norns repeating in my head.
Your worry consumed you, as my rage once did to me.
You overcame it, eventually.
Thanks to Atreus. And his mother.
Yes. Perhaps if Odin had loved his children as much as he loved using them, both would still be with us.
Watch your left!
Atreus reminds me more of Freyr in his youth than of Baldur. His sensitivity, his compulsion to help any and all in need.
That is his mother's influence. Despite all attempts to train him otherwise, Atreus was eager to help lost spirits or run errands for the dwarves during our travels together.
Faye's influence runs deeper than that. Why do you think you're the one assaulting a cave full of hostile dark elves to save a wounded creature?
Excursions like this once served as training for Atreus, or an excuse to gather resources while testing his abilities. But I made him a promise. His voice as my guide.
And his voice told you to come out here?
He would approve. Strange that means more to me now than it did before he left.
You've said it yourself. Atreus takes after his mother. His approval is her approval.
Nightmare! Left flank!
Alpha!
Hofgufa. I haven't seen one since I was a child.
Great Gefjun's ghost! That's the largest bloody Hafgufa I've ever laid eyes on.
That howling sounds familiar.
It's the Song of the Sands. They don't normally sing like this underground.
That must be the cause of the storm.
Aye. Judging by all this hive matter weighing it down, it's been trapped here for dozens of winters.
There must be a way to cut it loose.
I'd wager that there's nothing here a well-placed throw of the axe can't solve.
That helped. We've cut it loose, but it can't seem to escape.
Much of the hive matter is gone. We can free it from the surface now.
How in the realms did they capture such a large one?
Hafgufas are known to burrow, so I'd hesitate to place full blame on our Dark Elf friends.
Even though it's bound by their hive?
Hive matter doesn't belong to the Dark Elves, any more than the light belongs to the Light Elves. It's just another of Alfheim's natural resources. One the elves have used since the time of their ancestors. And while the Light Elves seem keen to banish the hive over on their side, the Dark Elves make effective use of it out here in the Barrens.
But if this is true, are we doing more harm than good by destroying this hive?
You wish to leave the creature enslaved?
No. Freyr would have wanted us to do everything in our power to restore this realm. We will free it.
Here! You should be able to cut this part away and free the Hafgufa!
Never imagined I'd see a Hafgufa fly again. Can't believe the lad missed this.
The storm is gone. The Song of the Sands has returned to Alfheim. Albeit somewhat diminished from how I remember it as a child.
Atreus will be glad to hear it is no longer in pain.
You look forward to telling him.
One day. Yes.
You gave him a gift, allowing him to walk his own path. I know that wasn't easy.
I know you cared for him as well. You have always done right by Atreus.
He is the best of us.
Well, nice to be able to have a real conversation out here for one. Brother! The wee bastard's about to explode!
Look here. What became of Kvasir?
Ripped apart by his audience. Well, one member of his audience. Well, Thor.
Thor. He never was one for the arts.
Freya, you once revived a giant's corpse to stop a certain fight we won't talk about. Could you call on that power again?
Maybe. Do you have a massive giant's corpse for me to revive?
No?
Well, there you go. Mimir, I never asked how it felt to lose your head.
What would you have me say? Does it tickle?
Merely curious.
If you wish to derive some satisfaction from my pain, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Kratos swung swift and true, didn't you, brother? I felt nary a scratch.
Shame. You're free, little one.
Right side, it's coming! What's that?
A diagram. for a sword hilt.
Perhaps we should show it to one of the dwarves. They'll know what to do with it.
A horn. These runes.
So let me see if I understand. We're expected to find someone to relieve Hrasfelger and become Hell?
Enough. We will continue later.
Something else I recall about that Greek play I mentioned, if you won't take offense to the critique. As a work of performance, it consisted almost entirely of watching people give speeches and receive terrible news. It might have been nice to see more events dramatized instead of described.
It is Greek tradition for a story to unfold in a single time and place uninterrupted. It is more clear.
If you say so. Sort of a harp. I can play beautifully, you know.
I do not, and would prefer it remain that way.
So let me see if I understand. We're expected to find someone to relieve Hrasfelger and become Hell? Not exactly an office many would wish to occupy.
Aye. Terrible weather, infinite hours, and the possibility of unleashing terrible mischief on the realms if they're careless. Or worse, if they aren't completely trustworthy.
But if she were to leave without a replacement?
Complete chaos, yes.
Well, I'm sorry I asked.